Rattrap? What the?
Oh, it's kind of a new look.
Matrix.
What's with you two? My gearbox hanging out or something?
Jumping gyros, what happened to you?
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangout. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the TransArt metal mouse. Now I've been looking at TransArt figures for a while. I haven't picked any up. This is my first TransArt figure to get. Mostly I've been doing the Beast Wars official or KOs, and so now I want to take a plunge into this. I think the TransMetal 2 is the coolest, most interesting aspect of the Beast Wars, and so I'm going to check this guy out. Now he does look pretty cool, and he's got some interesting features and quite a few accessories, and he's a shell former, so is the original. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to compare it to the original. We're going to do all that fun stuff, but I did get this at Show Z, and you can get this there too. I'm going to leave a link down below where you can get yours. So anyway, let's take a look at Metal Mouse coming up. Alright, so here is the packaging, and it's one of those chambers that they go into. I think it's the chamber that they regenerate. I don't know. The TransMetal chamber. I haven't watched all the show. I watched a couple episodes here and there, mostly when I'm just trying to get some information about a character. But it's nice looking packaging overall, and you do get to see the artwork, and I like how they kind of emphasize their back metaling and all that kind of stuff with it. But pretty cool box, small box. Right out of the box there are a ton of accessories. They include some white gloves so that you don't get your finger oils all over the vac metalized chrome. So they take their vac metal very serious, which is good because there's very few companies that actually care about vac metal this day and age. So it does come with a stand, so we're going to start with a stand. I guess I need to get the metal piece out. So I'm going to put that metal piece in here so that it can hold some weight to it. Just snaps in like so. We will plug in this piece for the stand, and then we have another piece that plugs in. Now this isn't going to move, is it? Yeah, I guess it does move. I would probably have rather it been one of those that holds in place in this case. So there are two notches back here, and you just plug it in to help him stand a little bit better. And so he can stand on his own with the friction pieces. Actually, the heel spur does a really good job, but every time you move him, you got to move the heel spur. So there's one thing. Now, let's see what else we got here. We got blast effects. We're not going to use these till we get into his alt mode. We have this seat for Dinobot. We're not going to use that till we have the alt mode. Then we have all these other pieces and accessories. Now the shield, it's a shield / double wheel, and so I've already put one on him, but basically you plug this into his hand, and we will see that here in just a bit, how things plug into his hand. But it goes in one direction and holds pretty well, except for the fact that once you plug this into there, it's wobbly. So not a high level of confidence with that, but this goes back into here. Also can only go in more or less one way, I believe. So we'll plug this into his shield, or his side, whatever you call this wheel looking piece. A wheel? And then we plug this on top. So you can store away a lot of stuff on him because he is a shell former, and there's a lot of places to store stuff. I went off camera with that a little bit, but anyway. Then we get his spears and stuff. So let's see here. We are going to have one end plug into here, and the other end is going to it's going to receive this. I shaved a piece of that plastic off too. That's not very confident that that's good, but anyway. So there's one spear, and then here is the other spear. And now this is kind of like a let's see here. Like a handle, and he'll be able to hold that. And then here is the other end. So we're building all these parts and pieces and spears. And let's get into checking out how he holds them. Obviously, he comes with a second shield, and he comes with this gun, which is vac metalized and painted with some blue and red accents, and it looks really good. And I don't know how well my camera's going to be picking up all of this shininess, but I know I have trouble with white figures. Just, it's hard to get the detail and stuff on them with my camera, so the vac metalized might still have that same problem. But anyway, let's open up his hand. Now his hand, it's all sort of one pin, typewriter fingers kind of stuff, and then a formed thumb that I don't know if it can move at all, so I don't think it moves. But you have this kind of groove in here, and it accepts this handle piece. So it's different than any other masterpiece that I have seen. So let's see it hold something like this, and you can only put it in one way. It's notched in, and it should hold your stuff a little better than the standard one. So here he is with his spear. Now this is a die-cast metal spear, and it's really long, and it's long and it's strong. So there's that, and then of course he can hold this one too, the same way more or less. And I think if you want him to hold a different spear, you have to take this apart. Come on, you only get one handle, so you only get one spear handle, and you have to just put whichever spear on you want. Is that right? Did I do that right? I don't know, I might have that completely wrong, but whatever. Maybe this is how, this is strange. I gotta figure that one out. But yeah, there, he can hold that one too. I guess that's how you're gonna have to do that. That's weird. Now, how do you get a shield in his hand? Well, you have this piece here, and you use the notch side into here and put his shield in his hand, which is a whole lot of fun. Then fold this over to reinforce it, and then push this on to here. I feel like there's too much give in this shield though, but it sort of gets the job done. Now, I will also say that now that you got his accessories on, you want to pose them. When you pick them up and you put them back down, I guess he's holding, but it's his heel pieces that are friction that you want to reposition every time you set them down. And then you won't need this stand for him. It's unnecessary. Even in some more dynamic poses, you can get him a dynamic pose without the stand, as long as you pay a lot of attention to those heel spurs. And here he is pulling off a relatively dynamic pose, standing, even though he doesn't have his stand. But viewers have pointed out, I'm definitely not the pose master, and yeah, that's definitely not my goal, is to be the best poser. I don't like being a poser. Alright, so taking a good look at this guy, he looks fantastic. Exactly what I would want to see out of a TransMetal figure. Now, I do feel like the shell forming is excessive. It's a giant, excessive backpack. When we get to the comparison to the original, we'll kind of have a look at that, but maybe it's done better than the original. Maybe I don't have my original transformed right, I don't know. But yeah, it's still a big backpack. I would have thought it would have been condensed down more than it is, and it's a shell former. So that's all there is to say about that, really. But let's see. Let's put this back on here so you can see the back of it with that. I will be probably pulling that off for more shield comparison stuff in the future. So he does have vac metalized, different colors of vac metal chrome look to him. He's got sort of some orange up top here, some silver, some blue, some standard paint for the eyes, and then we've got some nice paint going on over here. So really painted well. This metallic paint on the chest, and then orange that sort of matches that, and then vac metalized, what looks to be vac metalized on the arms and legs, and then the pelvis area, and just, if you can see that shine that it's got, it gets me every time. It really does. The vac metal gets me every time. So with that, that's my favorite part of this figure, is the vac metal chrome plating that they put on it, or if it's just super metallic. I need Silverhawks with this on it, to tell you the truth. I need some Silverhawks with some of this vac metalized chrome. 2023, you can still do vac metalized chrome. That's awesome. And then, of course, on these shields. So, articulation, his head. Let's go. It came undone. It came unpegged. All right, got that pegged back in. All kinds of ball joint rotation on the head. Shoulder out to about here, past the 90. And then, of course, you got the 360. On the shoulder that direction, bicep swivel, and it does appear to be double jointed so that you could get double jointed so you could get this, because I mean there was a lot of poses in the show where he had his gun way up like so. And then hands, we already kind of went over them, but you do have the swivel in and out and around, so like everything you need with the hand. And no thumb, which I guess is fine because he's gonna be holding stuff, and then the typewriter fingers kind of stuff there. Does have an extreme magic square ab crunch, but then it does break the sculpt right there, and he's got some Hank no butt going on. And then it does waist swivel, ab crunch, leg goes out to about the 90 of the front. Now it'll probably go as far as you want to the back, but of course you have this giant shell former in the way, then can go past the 90 to that direction. So it doesn't have thigh swivel, but it has upper knee, so above the knee joint swivel, which is fine. You get the same kind of motion, and then a double jointed right here, so you can go all the way like this. And that's where a stand might come in handy, is doing something like this, like he's running, or he's avoiding attack by jumping to the side or something like that. It only works if you put another figure on the stand to help offset the weight, but anyway. Feet have ankle rockers as far as you'd want to go, and you've got the up and the down. So pretty much everything you need articulation-wise from this guy. But I do feel like these pins over time are just not going to be holding them up anymore. But I'm not going to mess with them that much, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But I feel like his stability is going to come into question, and I think that's why they put the stand in place. Alright, so the best part is the comparison. So getting into comparisons, this is Takara. They're not a fan of TransMetals because they haven't made any yet, so there we go. They're just trying to concentrate on Season 1, Episode 1. I don't know what Takara's doing with Beast Wars, but good thing TransArt is here. And here he is next to, for the royalty, Inferno and Megatron, TransMetal 2? TransMetal 2, right? Yeah, TransMetal 2. Here he is with Megs and Dinobot, and yeah, Dinobot towers over him. How's he going to fit his big butt on him in alt mode? Who knows? And here he is next to the 90s version, the quote-unquote G1. Now, talk about ripping kids off in the 90s. Like, you watch a vac metalized character wander around on the show, right? And then you get this hunk of whatever color plastic that is. But I got mine for like $3 digging in a bin at Toy Base 10, I think. And so with that, I'm not too disappointed. I don't have any accessories or anything for them. But got to get an idea of, you know, where we came from and where we are now. There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this transformation here. And let's get this lifted up and then separate this back here. You can kind of see the tabs untabbing on this. And you can hear that. It sounds crazy. So then this is going to all kind of lift out like so. Let's get a good angle on all this. Whole lot of shell forming going on here. Okay, so let's lift this out, and we're gonna do quite a bit here. We are going to, let's start with the feet. Fold these if they didn't already fold in. Fold those heel spurs in. Fold this out. We can get something going on right here. We are going to need to do a few things. So let's go ahead and rotate around this head. And this head needs to go, let's see, around here like so. So it's going to end up seating into this when we're done. So let's get this original head tucked away. We got to rotate it all the way around, tuck his head down, and then we form a faux rat head that will never be seen, but it still gets done, which is cool in a way. That's an interesting kind of thing to do. So getting into the inside of here, we need to fold out these pieces. Let's get the arms taken care of first. I think that will help. So we're going to rotate the arms in. Fold this. Now that that's out of the way, we should be able to fold these pieces here out. Yep. That comes out. Starts to form the belly. Then we can fold the arm down. And then it's going to go into this slot here. Kind of fold up the hand there. And rotate that down. I don't know if I'm getting all that on camera. The head's in the way there, but yeah, that's kind of how we're going to do it. So I'll do the other side. Now that that's out of the way, we can get this up, and then we can rotate the arm in, and then we can fold this piece here down, and then fold the arm back. And sort of get it in this position here. Positioning it just right. Okay, so we have this sort of in place. Let's see, it's got to go back a little further than that. There we go. Got to make some space. Then we're going to come down here to this front area, and we're going to open all this up, pull this tab piece here out of the way, and then open all of this up, and then open all of this up, and this is more of the belly that we're going to see. Then we bring down the head into this space right here. Now you can see it's all forming like it's supposed to. And then we're going to bring the legs back to here and plug them in on the heel there, that heel spur. Is that how that goes? Something like that. Something along those lines. Shell forming is an exact science. No, it's not. Well, yeah, it is. But it is, but it's not. Shell forming, it's a lost art. We're all going to die. There we go. Then we can fold this over. Wait, we have to put the arms in. I'm missing steps here. I don't know if we leave those out or not. Let's see. Let's fold the arms in, then we fold that over. All right, got it from a different angle here. We got the arms in here. Now, I think that we might need to leave the hands open. I'm not sure on this one. I need to check on that. But if you leave the hands open, it feels like it gives them a little bit more space. But should they tuck in on themselves down in here? I'm not sure about that. Let's see if we can get this to work like this, and then no breakage. No break. Anyway, fold all this over and start tabbing it all in, because I feel like you have a little bit more play with the shell former than with a standard transformer, but then again, I might be wrong. I'm going to tab all these tabs in. It's easier said than done. You'd think this would be the easiest part. There we go. Then this tab in the back tabs into here, and then we tab all this stuff in. That almost just fell into place. Then we move these front paws into place, but we're gonna go into the motor function first, because I think that makes a little more sense in my mind. So let's fold these out, and then we'll go to the rat, and then we'll do some other stuff. So let's fold these tabs here out. Feels like if you go to the motor first, it's less like changing back, in my opinion. But all right, let's open this up. I struggle with the silliest stuff. I struggled getting this tab out, and when I did, it flew across the room. So it popped it back in place. It's on there. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so we're going to get this into the wheel mode here. Kind of like we had with the vintage one, which we do have the vintage one to compare to. Let's see if we adjust those wheels just a little bit so it rolls a little bit better. And then tighten it all up. Now we need to put tail on. What tail do you want? This one here. And I'm not sure. Am I sure? I'm not sure. I think that's the tail that you're supposed to use. Anyway, also we need to get these pieces here on, and I think there's only one way they can go, so if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, just try the other side, and there we go. All right, here we go. We'll take a look at this mode, then we'll get him into rat mode, comparisons, all that stuff. Here he is in his rat thruster kind of mode here. Kind of cool. Kind of cool they did it. Kind of cool that it works. This is probably why he's such a shell former, because of all of this stuff. All the stuff he's got going on. But looks pretty good. Seems like he's not wanting to stay fully tabbed in right here in the midsection. And I might have done something wrong in there. But anyway, it looks good. It looks like it's supposed to, in my opinion. And with that, he does have a really nice rat face going on right there, and the back metal eyes. You didn't see much of this on the back, and now that it's all out, you see it all. The shields are in there, which I got to pop this other shield. One of them fell off. Now, I don't feel like the shields are toleranced well, but it is a thing that it is. But you can have that straight tail for all of this. So yeah, that's that mode. Let's just see what that mode looks like next to the vintage one. Here's this mode next to the vintage one. As you're going to see, I'm missing a lot of paint on my $3 one I got in a bin sale somewhere. And it's just really looking rough. But you can see that it matches the aesthetic like really close. Like down to the little notches missing on the front. And so really, really close aesthetically, except what I would say is a very modern, improved aesthetic. If you're into this kind of thing, I think I'm gonna have them in bot mode because I think that's where it shines for me the most. But yeah, there it goes. I'll leave this one in the alt mode, even though I might have to repaint it though. That sounds like fun. Now for the rat mode, let's just remove these jet engine thruster pieces and then pop this. Well, you don't need to pop the tail off, but I guess I just did. Close these up, and then let's see here. We're going to untab this, fold this up, and hope it doesn't fly across the room. Now, with this leg, we're going to have to slide the legs on a slider, and that's how that works. Then you kind of put it back in. I feel like the same with all the rat traps. Like, it's just this part here just never feels like it works right for me. I don't know. Just something feels weird about the whole way this is done on all of the rat traps. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. Pop this out. And it just went back. It wants to go back in its spot. Pull this out. Slide it down. And get it out. Yeah. So kind of like there's like a little groove inset in there that the leg should go. And so that's... It feels like it, but it doesn't feel like it's really going into it. So, I don't know. There it is. Move these legs around to where we have actual legs on this guy. And then, I don't know. I never really feel like I got any of the Beast Wars right in the alt mode. So the bot modes I feel good about. But alt modes, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't, never feels right to me. So, I don't know. Plug this in, and I don't know, he's probably got this crazy looking tail. So anyway, now we can do a lot of fun looking at him in his mouse mode, and he looks good. Also, you can store his weapon in here, I believe. So that's something if you want to. I think it goes right in here, clips in. I didn't do that. I do like the back metal. Like I said, I like the paint apps. I like how it looks. Pretty good, and we'll get some comparisons going on with this guy. Right, so here he is next to the vintage one. It's pretty much the same kind of comparison. And what I want to point out, though, is that they look very similar. I don't have the tail, and this one has the tail and all that kind of stuff. But that's what he looks like. And let's see what he looks like with some other guys. Here he is with Cheetor and Optimus Primal. Yeah. Looks good overall as part of the team. So does this match for you or does this not match for you? I don't think Takara's done a Rattrap. I'm pretty sure they haven't. And I don't think they've done a Waspinator. So I'm pretty happy that we're actually getting stuff from TransArt and it fits in. I like the TransMetals more than the regular ones. I think that they feel more G1, like actual Transformers G1. So that's why I like them. Here's with a team of Beast Wars characters. Does this bring the 90s back to you? 96, 97, whatever year all the TransMetal stuff came out. But yeah, that looks nice. It fits in really well. Integrated that little plug, the butt plug for Dinobot so he can ride them and all that kind of stuff. Works really well with the addition just recently of Rattrap and the Pterosaur from Metagate and then the KO oversized Rhinox. I think that Beast Wars is shaping up pretty fast and for a pretty affordable price. So this is my look at the Metal Mouse. I think it's a pretty good figure overall. One thing I probably didn't really touch on is that lack of diecast. I expected a lot of diecast in this figure. I don't know why I did, just maybe because the back metalized and all that kind of stuff. A lot more lightweight than I thought he'd be. I think there is diecast in the lower legs and that kind of stuff, but he looks fantastic. Bit of stability issues with those heel spurs pinned and probably wearing out as we go. But all of the really cool integrated stuff that they put into it and turning those side pieces into shields and all the back metal and having just a little piece so you can have your Dinobot ride it. Nice touch overall. I think they did a pretty good job with this figure. It's considering it started as a shell former, it's still a shell former. If you don't like that, you're not going to like this guy. But if you don't like this guy, then you really don't like the original from the 90s. So anyway, for a pretty good price, $75 for a masterpiece scale. And he fits in really well. And they're giving us stuff that Takara won't and refuses to for whatever reason. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll have a link where you can get this at Show Z. Store yourself in a review code TH. Titanium Hanger. Out.
Wanna play chicken, eh? Beast mode!